Hello, Happy New Year. This is episode 19 of Acquire English Live. Don't forget to check out our courses on Udemy. We have two courses here, A1 to A2, A2 to B1. They are on sale for the new year. Looks like there's one more day left through January 7th. And we're also on Skillshare. Same courses, just different learning platforms there. So if you have a chance, please check those out. My name is Adam. I'm an English teacher from the United States, and I'm here as always with Tuan, who is an English teacher from London. How are you today, Tuan?
Yeah, good, thanks.
What part of London are you from, Tuan?
East London. I don't know. It's called Hackney, but I don't know if that means anything.
It's called Hackney. I've heard that word before. What is? Did you say East Hackney or just Hackney?
Just Hackney, but it's in East London. Yeah.
Okay. What is East London like?
It didn't used to be very nice, but now it's changed.
Okay.
It's become more trendy. There's lots of coffee shops, and yeah, it's one of those places that I don't know. It's become a lot more nicer.
Okay, so when you were growing up, not so nice.
No, not so nice.
Not so nice. Yeah, that's. I guess I don't know much about London at all, but what's the nicest area of London traditionally?
It's West London, so
West
like
London.
Chelsea or I don't know. Yeah, West London. That's where the tourists go.
Okay, so the city is kind of separated east and west.
And north and south as well. Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty different.
What famous places are in West London then?
That's all the famous tourist places, Buckingham Palace or all the museums.
London Bridge, Big Ben.
Yeah, all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, the government.
What else is there?
Yeah.
I only know I know very little. Harrods.
Yeah.
The department store, is that what it is?
Yes. Yeah.
I see. So obviously we're in Japan now. How crowded is crowded places in London compared to Tokyo, let's say?
Nothing. Not compared. Yeah. I thought London was a big city, but then I came to Japan and Tokyo is a different level. It's so much more busy. Yeah.
Okay. So is it pretty easy to get around then in by train?
Depends.
By bus?
Yeah, buses are very convenient. There's many buses. Maybe it's the best way to travel around, or the underground.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Quite fast. Yeah.
Like from where you grew up to get to the sort of touristy places, how long does it take?
If you take the train or the underground, maybe 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
But if you take the bus, maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Okay.
But you can the distance isn't that far. You can even walk it in maybe just over an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
From East London to West London, you can walk it.
Well, East London to Central.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, being from the States and just a kind of huge country, I get very confused with how long it takes to get places sometimes. Like in Japan, Tokyo seems like a big place, but on a train, not so much. Like my state, where I'm from, Nebraska, if you were to drive across Nebraska, it's like 9 hours.
Oh.
to drive just this one place in the middle of the United States, right? So I mean, driving across Tokyo, maybe an hour, right? Maybe hour, 2 hours.
What's the main city in Nebraska?
Omaha.
How long would it take from your hometown to Omaha?
From my hometown to Omaha, there's trains, but no one really takes a train there. But by car, probably 30 or 40 minutes, maybe, depending on where you get. Yeah, I'm pretty close to Omaha. But Omaha is all the way on the east side of Nebraska. But to drive all the way to the west side, it's quite a long ways.
9 hours.
And there's
You
there's
can
nothing
probably,
there, so no one really does it so much. But yeah, but
you can probably get from London to Scotland in the same time.
right. I was going to ask how long it takes to get all the way north. I see. Well, anyway, in these videos, we break down some conversations, and in today's conversation, it's a Monday morning in the office, and Adam and Tuan, the two characters, are talking about traffic. So let's have a listen to today's conversation.
The traffic getting back into the city was ridiculous yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, it took us over 4 hours to get home.
That's crazy. How long did it take you to get there?
It only took us an hour and a half. Luckily, both kids slept the whole way home. It would have been a nightmare otherwise.
I can imagine.
Okay, and let's go ahead and break down this conversation. So the first part here, I said the traffic getting back into the city was ridiculous yesterday. So you can see we were out of the city, maybe in the mountains. So then coming back into the city where we live on Monday was ridiculous. So it just means there was a lot of traffic yesterday. Ridiculous has a couple different meanings, I feel. So one meaning is like funny and silly, sometimes comedy. Like I would say Mr. Bean is very popular, right? Mr. Bean is kind of ridiculous, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so kind of silly in a funny way. But this ridiculous, we're not talking about being funny necessarily. It's kind of crazy in a way, almost stupid, I might say.
Mm.
I feel like this word is getting used this way a bit more than the original meaning, which was that kind of silly. Do you feel that way, Tuan?
Yeah, maybe this way has it's quite a negative meaning.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the price is ridiculous, or yeah, if you say something is ridiculous here, it generally has a negative feeling or negative meaning.
If you're arguing with someone and they are, their argument is not very good, you can say they're being ridiculous as well.
Yeah.
Right. They're not making a good argument. Right.
Yeah.
So it's a good word to know though. Ridiculous. So, but we're just saying there was a lot of traffic yesterday. Okay. And the next line here, Tuan says, really. So really just means, oh yeah, but this really is just a way to say, I'm listening, right? It is a question, of course, but he's not asking me if I'm being serious or if I'm being honest. He's just saying, I'm listening. That's the main part there. So I'm listening. Continue what you were saying. Okay.
It can have many different meanings. You can just change the intonation.
Yeah.
So yeah, really. So yeah, if you change the intonation, the meaning can change.
Right. So if you didn't believe me, how would you say that? Really? Right. Yeah. So intonation definitely matters with that one. But when my son tells me he already brushed his teeth, I might say, really? Or really? Something like that. So, because I often don't believe him. He'll lie to me about brushing his teeth sometimes. So anyway, next line is, I say, yeah, it took us over 4 hours to get home. So we were in the car for more than 4 hours to get home. So over in this case means more than. So we were in the car. It took us over 4 hours to get home. So from the place we were in the mountains to our house, the time was 4 hours or more than 4 hours. Okay, and we'll get into this grammar a bit more later. And the next line, Tuan says,
that's crazy. How long did it take you to get there?
Right. So, wow. How much time did it take to drive there? So from your house to the mountains or the place you were, How long did it take? And the next line. It only took us an hour and a half. So it took us over 4 hours to get home, but only an hour and a half, or just 90 minutes to get to the place we were going. And the next line. Luckily, both kids slept the whole way home. So it was okay because, as you can see, both children were sleeping. So if you're in a car for a long time, if the kids are awake, they're probably complaining, right? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Type of thing. But if they're sleeping, it's perfect. Then you don't have to worry about that sort of thing. So luckily, so it was okay. We were lucky, luckily. Okay, and the next line. It would have been a nightmare otherwise. So it would have been a nightmare otherwise. So if they had been awake, it would have been terrible. Okay, this grammar is very complicated, but when we use this would have, we're talking about a past situation, but this didn't happen, right? They weren't crying, they weren't complaining because they were asleep. So we can use this, it would have been, for a situation in the past that didn't happen, okay? So we're saying if they had been awake, it would have been terrible. Okay, anything to add there, Tuan? Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, but it wasn't.
Right.
So, yeah.
It wasn't terrible, right. Okay, and then the last line, Tuan says?
I can imagine.
I can imagine. So just means I think so too. So Tuan was not there. So he can't say I have the same experience, right? He can only say I can imagine, right? I can think in my head, ooh, that would be a terrible situation. I can imagine. Another situation, another way we say that, I use this one a lot, I would say, I bet. Right, I bet just means I can imagine, same situation. I think that would be a bad situation too. Okay, so there's our conversation. Now let's go ahead and get into the grammar for today. In today's grammar, we're talking about how long does it take to do something. So it took us over 4 hours to get home. So we're saying from start to finish, how much time? So in this case, this is the past because we're talking about yesterday. So it took us over 4 hours to get home from the start here to our home finish, 4 hours. And then to ask the question, Tuan said, how long did it take you to get there? Again, from your house to the destination, how long did it take? We're just saying from start to finish, how much time passed in the middle here? Did I miss anything there?
That's everything.
So we can use this in a present situation, just general situation. How long does it take? So this one here, from start to finish, how long does it take? So in general, walking from your house to the train station takes the same amount of time every day, right? So we would use this sort of situation. How long does it take? So if it always takes the same amount of time, we would ask this, how long does it take? And then the answer is, it takes, and then however much time, okay? In the past, we would say, how long did it take? So we have now here, and then in the past, start, finish, how long did it take? It took, and then the amount of time. And we can also use it, of course, for the future. So again, right now, in the future, start, finish, how long will it take? So it will take. So maybe an example is if you had your car repaired and you want to ask the mechanic, how long will it take? How long will it take to repair my car or my computer, something like that? Okay. Did I miss anything there, Tuan? Do you have anything to add?
No, I think it's quite clear.
So let's try to make some of these sentences here. So get ready in the morning. So how would you ask this question, Tuan?
So get ready in the morning is every morning. So you can ask the question, how long does it take to get ready in the morning?
How long does it take to get ready in the morning? Is that okay? And again, like Tuan said, this is a general situation. This is every morning. Every morning is probably about the same. So I would answer this. It takes me, we'll say, 45 minutes to get ready. How about you, Tuan? How long does it take to get ready in the morning?
A good expression we can use also is about or around, because we don't want to say exactly, but it takes me about 20 minutes to get ready.
Sure. Okay. So now the next one we have this morning. Okay, so this is in the past. So how would we ask this one?
This is in the past, so how long, and not does, so we use the past. How long did it take to get ready this morning?
How long did it take to get ready this morning? Okay. It took, as you said before, using about or around, it took about, we'll say 35 minutes to get ready this morning. Okay. And how about to get to work or to get home? How would we ask this one?
How long, so this is again every time, so how long does it take to get to work?
Right, to get to work or to get home.
From home. Or to get to work.
Yeah, well, it's the same amount of time. So if you're at home, how long does it take to get to work? If you're at work, how long does it take to get home, right? Should be the same amount of time. Let's say it takes maybe 1 hour to get to work or to get home. And of course, make sure this, we don't say to home. So to work, or it takes 1 hour to get home, right? No to with that situation, right? So be careful with that. A lot of people make that mistake. We don't want to use to with home. Okay. How about you, Tuan? How long does it take to get to work?
To get to where you are now, the school, it takes about 40 minutes. About 40 minutes to get to where you are now, at the school.
Okay. How about the next one here? Make dinner.
So this is again usual or routine or generally. So we can say, how long does it take to make dinner?
How long does it take to make dinner? Now, of course, every time you make dinner is different depending on what you make. Do you cook a lot, Tuan?
Lunch usually, but not dinner.
Okay. I am the head chef in my family. My wife hates cooking, so it's my job. But I would say, since it's different every time depending on what you make, I would say it takes between 30 to 90 minutes, we'll say. Somewhere in there. I don't make anything too complicated, so 90 minutes is probably the max. Okay. And how about the last one here? To learn English.
This is general again, so we can just ask the question, how long does it take to learn English? Which many of the people listening might be asking themselves.
Right. Many people have this question. I get asked this question a lot, and the answer is difficult. So I think it always depends on the person. It depends on your goal. It depends on many different things. We were talking before, in America, the CIA had a study. It said it takes.
Yeah, so the CIA or the Foreign Service Institute, so they rank different languages. It depends on what your mother tongue is.
Right.
So if you're a French speaker, it will take a different amount of time if you were a Russian speaker or a Chinese speaker.
Right.
But you can say it takes they say 24 to 88 weeks.
It takes between 24 to 88 weeks. Right. That's quite a few hours a week of study, I believe. There is what they mean. But
they're saying 600 to maybe 4,000 hours.
Right. 600 to 4,000 hours. It's a big range of study there for 600 to 4,000 hours. Yeah. But I wouldn't worry too much about this. I think worrying about how long it takes is a poor use of energy. You should be focusing on day by day, putting in a little bit of effort. Little by little is how you get there. I always say there's no home runs. There's no lottery ticket. You learn a language, or you learn anything really, not just language learning, but you learn anything just by doing it continually, basically every day, over and over, until finally you're like, whoa, I can do this now. That's kind of how it works. But the more you think about how long it takes, the worse off you are, I think. So use your energy differently.
Yeah. I find that students that they have this goal of, I'm going to learn everything in 1 year. I'm going to do this in 6 months. Mm-hmm. I find those students don't really reach that goal as well as the students that just say every week, I'm just going to study.
Right.
And they're more relaxed about it, and they don't really think about the end goal. They just make a habit and keep learning.
Right.
I find those students are the ones that they progress better.
Yeah. Don't worry on the outcome necessarily. Just worry about what you're going to do at that moment, right? Probably the most important there. Is that okay? So I think this pretty much does it, if I'm correct. Anything else to add about this here today, Tuan?
No, not really, but I guess with the futures one, so how long will it take?
Right. We also had the future, right? How long will it take to do something?
That one, you want to be a little more general because you're not sure. No one knows the future. Well,
right. So that's a good point. You're really going to use that about and around, or it might take, we could also say.
Yeah.
How long will it take? Oh, it might take an hour. It might take 2 hours. Is that okay? So you can definitely use that there. Perfect. Okay. I think that does it for us today. Again, we do have a grammar video about this as well. We will post a link to that, or you can find it on our YouTube videos or Facebook videos, as always. So we'd really appreciate it if you could go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us out a lot. Or like our Facebook page. Even if you've already liked the Facebook page, please do us a favor and go ahead and go subscribe to the YouTube channel. It seems unnecessary, but it does really help us out a lot. And as always, we have our courses on Udemy and Skillshare. And don't forget to practice your English every day. And also don't forget to ask us questions. We're here to help you. So I think that's about it for us today. Thanks for watching as always, and we will see you next time. Bye.